Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm taking part in an open homeschool collaboration that's hosted by Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. First of all, thank you so much to the two hosts and for offering this. They do an open collaboration on a different homeschool topic every single month, and I think it's been a number of years that they've been doing this. I'll link this month's playlist in my description down below so you can go and see both their videos as well as everyone else's that have added to the collaboration. This month's topic is Meet the Teacher. So I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Christina. I am a mom to 5 children and we live in the Canadian Maritimes. We have a large garden, sometimes we have animals on our property, and we homeschool. This year my children are in grades 3, 6, 9, 10, and 12, so we will have our first homeschool graduate next spring. All right, the next question is asking, how long have you homeschooled for? And for us, this is our 9th year homeschooling. So if you do a bit of math, you can see that we have not always homeschooled. And in fact, I had 0 plans to homeschool when my children were younger. In fact, I knew that I wanted my children to attend a French immersion public school. Like before my husband and I even got married, we talked about this. There's just so many benefits to being bilingual, and particularly because we're Canadian, speaking French here in Canada. So my oldest 3 started off by attending a French immersion program at our local public school. But there were kind of some things that just didn't sit well with us. And my oldest was set to move to the middle school, which was grade 4 to like 8. And I thought, there's no way he's ready to be with kids in grade 8. There were also issues with transportation, and I was due with my 5th child a week, I think, before school started. And I'd already had a baby a week before school started, and I knew how difficult that was going to be and just the back and forth. And so I said to my husband, why don't we try homeschooling for 1 year? You know, if it doesn't go well, at least we've had a year to adjust to being a family of 5. We've been able to kind of take things slower. And if it doesn't work, we'll put them back in. And so that's what we did. We tried it and we've never put them back in. It worked really well for us, and so we've just continued to homeschool. Do I have a homeschool style? I guess we would fall under traditional homeschoolers. We use curriculum. We do the typical subjects. Each of my children do their language arts and math at their own individual levels. But we do have some self-directed learning as well, particularly as my children get into the high school years. My goal through elementary and early middle school is just to expose the children to as much as I can and different topics. So say science, maybe we'll go through all these different topics, but then once they get to high school, they can narrow in on what they're truly interested in, and then they follow their own interest from then on. My younger kids have a say as well in what we do, so there's some interest-led learning, but I guess we would be considered traditional homeschoolers. What is my favorite subject to teach? I would say social studies. I just really enjoy learning about people and places and their lives and their experiences. So both the historical portion of it, but also the modern day part of it. I love learning about people. My background is actually in social work. And so, yeah, I find people fascinating, their traditions, their cultures, the reason why they do things. So social studies is probably my favorite. I also really enjoy books and reading, and there's some great historical fiction and nonfiction out there that I love to share with my kids. If I could only choose 3 homeschool tools, they would be number 1, my Epson EcoTank. It's not perfect, but in terms of affordability, it's really good. The quality is decent as well, and time for printing and photocopying, scanning, it's definitely been a really great investment. Number 2 is my binding machine for sure. I've had it, it's got to be over 6 years now, and the thing is still going strong. I use it all the time, not only for homeschool, but for other projects as well. Absolutely love it. Number 3 is a little bit harder. I'm going to say a library card, but maybe everyone has a library card, not just homeschoolers, so maybe a really good pencil and eraser. That can make a big difference. It's no fun to write when your pencil's breaking all the time or squeaking or whatever. Plus, for younger children, it looks a lot tidier when you have a nice sharp pencil and a really good eraser. What inspires me as a teacher? This is a combination of both my children, because I want them to love learning. I want them to do really well and to excel and to just do well in life. But also, I really do love learning myself. I've always loved that. I've always been one who sought out, extra books and documentaries and things. So it would be a combination of both those things. Am I an early bird or a night owl? Well, naturally, I'm a night owl. I can be up till midnight, no problem. I'm one of those people, if I try to go to bed at like 9:30 or 10, I can't sleep for a while. However, I'm trying very hard and have for many years to be better about getting up earlier because I do find it's a much calmer atmosphere, that I feel more prepared when I'm up earlier and I can get like kind of a number of my to-do lists checked off before I need to jump into school or whatever I need to do for the day. So I'm working on becoming a morning person, but naturally I am a night owl. What is my favorite teacher treat? It's chocolate. I love chocolate. Dark chocolate's my favorite, then milk chocolate or like semi-sweet chocolate. Not a big fan of white chocolate, but all other chocolates I really, really like. I do often, especially in the wintertime, have a hot chocolate when I'm homeschooling. I have it in like a thermos cup, so it'll take me 2 or 3 hours to drink as we're doing like read aloud or I'm working with the kids. But yeah, chocolate, chocolate and ice cream, chocolate and cookies, chocolate and cakes, chocolate. Do I prep and plan or do I go with the flow? Primarily, I prep and plan in terms of school and kind of I have my yearly overview, I have my weekly overview, I have my spreadsheet of what books I need to order from the library when to make sure they get here in time, what supplies I need for art projects. So I'm definitely a planner and that's just naturally how I am. However, I do go with the flow somewhat. Sometimes I'll switch our schedule around based on kind of who's awake or maybe what the weather's like, if it's really nice and we want to go outside, or if someone is sick. So primarily a planner, but yeah, there's some definite go with the flow as well. And the last question is, what's something that I really enjoy doing outside of being a homeschool parent? And I'd say there's 2 things. One is reading. I love reading. Mostly audiobooks this day is what I mean by reading. I always kind of have at least one audiobook and one physical book that I'm reading on the go at a time. The other thing is what I would term, I guess, creating, whether that's creating through YouTube videos, creating through baking, decorating. I have both an Etsy and an Amazon store that I sell through and I create products for, creating charts for homeschooling. I like to create. I used to scrapbook a lot. Sometimes I still paint. Anything in that creative field is what I really enjoy doing. So there you go. That's a little bit about me. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. And if you have a video to add to the collaboration, let me know that you did down below so I can go check out your video as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I hope this finds you having a great day. Take care.